What do you get when you mix Firetech Racing and a Teamsport petrol biz kart? You get the equivalent of Prime Messi. And what else do you get when you add on a fast-flowing track? Well, that's Harlow. Today, I'm at Harlow with my friend Jacob, and honestly, I'm doing this session purely because of the absolute shit show I had at Surbiton on Friday. Yo! And I just needed to go to a track where I knew I'd be quick, and also a track that I knew I would enjoy a lot. Because I've heard some good and bad things about Teamsport Harlow. I've heard the track layout is amazing, but the kart parity is horrible. Here's an example. Imagine Kart 9 is the equivalent of Lewis Hamilton in his prime. And then you've got Kart 3, which is the equivalent of Logan Sargent on a bad day. Luckily, I was able to actually get Kart 9, mainly because I did beg a bit, because I actually wanted to hit some good lap times around this track. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I am doing the 3 for 2 session at Harlow, and I've also paid to do the extra session. So we've got 4 sessions to do, and 4 sessions to hit some very quick times. Also, if you haven't noticed, I've actually got my head mount for this session, and I've got my old helmet. I decided with these type of sessions where I'm in the petrol biz kart, I'm going to use the head mount a lot more, and also because my old helmet does look a lot better in terms of design. Let's go out the pits and let's finally get this under the way. Now, let's just heat up those tyres and let's make sure those Duro tyres are heated up. I do really hate these Duro tyres that they stick on all of these rental carts, but you know what? They're cheap. I've got to deal with them. So, already it's a green flag, surprisingly. I thought there would be a red flag test, but no. But already, let's just dive it down the inside of this purple suit. We get that move done, and now let's try learn the track. Okay, it's gone back to yellow flags. Now, with this type of kart, the petrol biz kart, I really like Teamsport's petrol biz karts. Not only because they are petrol, I do prefer petrol over electric any day of the week, but because of how they drive and their brakes. Compared to other biz karts that I've driven, not only from Surbiton but at other places, especially the electric biz karts, these are very nice to drive. Their brakes feel amazing, and the turning is very sharp and responsive, which is what I like. And you don't get a ton of torque going out of the corners. It's very gradual, but it's also not too responsive, which is what I like. So, now we are doing the red flag test finally. After this, it's going to be green flags, and let's get some racing done. Hopefully it'll be done quickly. Yes, it is. And let's get some racing done. Now we've got some drivers in front, and we're going to try get past them pretty quickly. Already we got kart 6, just get them up the ramp, and then we got that move done. Now we got some more drivers to overtake. Should be pretty easy. Go down the inside of 2 of them at the same time, and done. Now let's actually talk about some of the people that I have in my session. The person in front, as we dive bomb them, they are actually a local at this track, and I'm surprised I was able to beat them. It also shows because of their custom helmet. But also, we have a very, very quick local on the track with us today. He's called Max. We'll see him eventually. But I think he has the 5th fastest time round Harlow. So he is someone to keep an eye on. As we go up the ramp, we overtake kart 16 and we get a move done. Now, let's get past this driver and then let's get a hot lap going. Already he just doesn't spot me, and I'm getting annoyed because I can't find a gap. Now, going down the ramp, That is the corner I'm going to struggle with the most, and these corners here, because I'm taking them really tight, thinking I don't have to use all of the track. You can see my lines are absolutely horrible. Any Harlow locals, please forgive me. This is my first session. You'll see how much my lines improve after the first session. Now, passing the checkered line. Actually, never mind, I forgot that is not the checkered line. Here we go. This is the checkered line. Now, through here, that hairpin, you have to brake sharply and get on the throttle pretty late. Going through that double apex, you stab the brakes and on the accelerator late. Going through the second pair of apexes, you're supposed to hit the first apex, go wide and flick it in. Now through here we just hit the apexes, we don't hit it up the ramp here. You don't actually have to use all of the track going through these corners. I do clip the barrier there. Through here, brake gradually and get on that accelerator very slowly. And there we go, there's a lap of Harlow. I will do a slowed down lap later on, but for now, that is what I have. Now, let's actually see if we can go catch up to Max, or even catch up to Jacob, because I know Jacob is somewhere around this track. I just need to find him. Never mind, he is actually right in front of us. Let's actually hope I can get a decent race going with this guy, but realistically, I don't think I am, because Kart 10 in the fleet is horrible, and it shows because I just dive it down his inside, and we're able to get past him pretty quickly. Now, Kart 11, we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to dive it down their inside. They do try go for a switchback. I do give them the space going down the ramp, but no, we are able to just keep in front of them, and we are able to get that move done. After a few laps of hot lapping and just getting used to the track, we are actually about to catch up a massive group of back markers. Going up the ramp, I just see the absolute scale of drivers I have to get past, and it's about 6 or 7 drivers. I swear to God, if anyone makes a joke in the comment, I will kill you. Anyway, now, we managed to get down someone's inside. Here, we managed to sneak through a gap and get down someone's inside. Here, I'm just going to hang back a bit and just wait for a move. I find a move down there inside. I'm able to get past. This red suit here is going to be a massive issue though, because he likes a good defensive line, and because of that, he's braking into every corner, which I'm not exactly the happiest about, and I just want to get past this guy. But he is going to help me, because I am just going to follow him through to get past Kart 6. The guy in Kart 6 is one of 2 people that I met that night who I was just joking around with. Now, we're still able to get past him after I was able to just go around that outside. I do also get smacked to the side after a small incident. We are still stuck behind this guy. I will be able to get past him very soon, hopefully. Going through here, I have to brake. I try to find that inside line. He goes to the inside again. I'm starting to get annoyed. You can see I am bumping him quite a bit, but through here, I just grab that inside before he can, and I managed to get the dive. I do just tell him, why are you doing that? Because like that just wasted so much learning time for me to learn how to drive this track. But yeah, now let's get some more hot laps in, and then I will find my hot lap for this session. Right, the next drivers are now ahead. One of them is just a back marker. One of them is the other person I met tonight and just had a joke around with. Now, let's get past Kart 14 pretty quickly, and now let's try have a battle with this guy. Already, let's just dive it down the inside here. He is going to try switch back, but it is not going to work because of the driver ahead. I'm able to swing round. I'm able to go round this outside pretty quickly. I managed to do the same with this driver, round it round the outside, and we're able to get that move done going into this double apex. That is a pretty good move. Now, let's actually go over a hot lap again for this. This time, I'm going to slow it down so I can explain how to do each corner because of how quick this track actually is. Right, so going into the first hairpin, we're just going to stab the brakes and gradually get on that accelerator while turning the kart in. Now going down the ramp and into this kind of double apex hairpin, we're going to stab the brakes and we're going to try hit the apexes. On this lap I'm not able to, but you need to gradually get onto that throttle. Here you're supposed to hit the first apex, flick the kart in, and then hit that apex again and go wide out there. Through here you're supposed to hit both apexes going into this double apex, but because I didn't go wide, I wasn't able to hit them properly. Here, you just go the normal inside-outside line. Here, you just go slightly wider and then you hit the apex. Here, going up the ramp, you don't have to use all of the track, and then here, you just scrape the barrier. Through here, you don't have to use all of the track, and then going into this corner and going into this hairpin, you take all of the track going wide, and it's about a middle apex. Through here, I was axle hopping quite a bit because of how fast I was going through. You don't hit the apex there, and you don't hit the apex there. You just go pretty close to them, and then going through, same as you did at the start of the lap, you stab the brakes, and there you go. That is a hot lap of Harlow slowed down. Only a lap or so later, the yellow flags are out, which signal the end of the session. Now, after that, it was actually a really good session, and I am really enjoying this track, and the kart feels absolutely amazing. Now, the points I have to get from this is that I am not hitting all of my apexes. That is pretty obvious, and I know I'm not. So I've got to learn to hit those apexes, and I'm going to ask Max for a bit of advice, because I know he's very quick as a local here. So I'm going to try get as much advice that I can from him. Oh, look. Let's have a look. Oh boy, 33.2, that's not too bad.
Toby!
Bro! Oh, I cooked!
Well done.
I'll take that.
Well,
I know what places I'm messing up. I know where I'm messing up. Honestly, that first session was not too bad, and I think I actually did pretty well considering the time I got. I got a 33.295. which I am very happy about, and let's try improve on that time for sure. And I've already talked to Max. He was just there. I was talking to him saying I know where I'm going wrong. He knows where I'm going wrong as well. He's given me some advice on how to take the corners. So let's move on to the next session, and let's hope these improvements can get me into the 32s. Let's exit those pits and let's get some racing done. Now, me and Max just doing some synchronized tyre warming. We don't mind that. Now, it's going to be a yellow flag for a bit. The plan is I'm going to try follow Max as much as I can, because Max is a quick local and he's a very good person to learn from in this session to try get those 32-second lap times. Now, me and him are going to have to get past all of this traffic, but that's not going to be too hard to do because me and him are quite experienced in karting by now, so we both know how to get past traffic with ease. Now, it's green flag conditions and let's get some racing done. Already we're thinking let's get an overtake done, up the hill, get past the purple suit, and we're going to dive it down the inside, I think, of this person. Wait, no, we're just going to hang back a bit. I am bumping him a bit, but I don't really mind that because there's not much I can actually do with all the bumping, and honestly, it's because of how close I am. I'm trying to stick as close as I can to Max so we can try get those racing lines perfected, and so I can actually keep up with him a bit. Now, going through here, both of us are going to try send it down the inside of here. Max does make a bit of a dive bomb. He doesn't notice it. Luckily, he does apologise. And already it's a red flag. I'm guessing this is the normal red flag test because we haven't had one in this session yet. Let's hope this red flag is over pretty quickly and let's get under racing. Please, anytime soon. Brilliant. Green flag conditions again. Now, me and him are going to hang back a bit and then dive it down the inside of kart 10 here. And now both of us are going to send it off into the distance. And now let's try learn from his lines. Now going through these first couple corners and down the ramp, we see that he takes a bit of a tighter line, and I see how he's doing it. Through here he hits the first apex, flicks it in, and then he's able to hit the second apex. I'm not able to do that as well, and you can see because he's created a massive gap from that track knowledge, but now I know how to do it, so I'm going to try do it the next time round when we go through those corner. Now, going through here, we are able to get past another green suit. I don't know why that cart number does not have a cart number, which is quite weird. Now, going down the ramp, we're going to try and replicate his lines again. We are actually able to, this time, hitting that second apex. Through here, I massively overestimate how much you have to go wide there, and I hit into the wall, trying to flake it in. And yeah, I actually got a bit of injury from that. Sadly, I had a bit of a bruised rib from how hard I hit the barrier there. Going through here, we're going to try and get past Cart 17 pretty quickly. He opens up the inside. I just give him a thumbs up to say thank you. I really appreciate that. And now we're going to try and get past this driver here. From the last session, he was a bit of a pain to get past, and it's showing because Max is struggling to get past him, and it's going to show a lot more soon because I'm going to struggle to get past him as well. Through here, he breaks a ton. I don't expect it. Going through here, he swerves to that inside when I was going to go for that inside, and I bump him again. Going through here, I just send it down this inside. He ends up trying to cover it off, but he just doesn't think about who's behind him. I bump him, and then going into braking zone, he brakes so much, I don't expect it, and I just smash into the back of him. I did complain to him about it, but realistically, that was my fault. But anyway, we were able to hit the second apex there, and Max is stuck behind all of this traffic. We need to try and get past this traffic as quick as we can and try keep up with Max so we can try learn his lines more. Going down the turn straight, or whatever you call it, dive it down the inside of that driver here. Through here, we tried to send it round the outside, but we can't. What we're going to do, we're going to brake early actually, and get down the inside of both of these guys going down the ramp. We do make a bit of contact going through. I'm just trying to rotate the cart while having 3 carts wide, which wasn't the best idea, but I was able to get past somewhat cleanly. Now we got to try get past this green helmet person here, and going up the ramp, we are thinking, let's get a dive down the inside, going into the hairpin. We are able to do that pretty cleanly, and we get past. Now, Max has opened up a massive gap to us. I don't think we'll be able to recover it because he's going to get past this guy pretty quickly, I think. Actually, never mind. He's causing him lots of issues, trying to shove him off to the side, it looks like. And Max is clearly not happy. I'm going to help him out a bit to try and get past him. Just give him slight bumps. He's going to dive down the inside. I give him a slight bump because of the speed difference. He gives me a thumbs up, and we're both able to get past him. Now, let's try stick behind Max, and let's try learn from him even more. Through here, he takes a bit of a cleaner line, but I'm able to stay behind him. Here, he tries to overtake this back mark around the outside. I stay back, and I manage to dive down the inside of both of them. Somehow, I've managed to pass Max fairly. I'm surprised I managed to actually do that considering my skill level. He's right next to me, so I just decide through here, just let him pass, and let's keep on learning his lines. Now, going up the ramp and going into the curved straight. We are trying to follow behind him, trying to get that slipstream as much as possible. Through here, I do almost perfect that hairpin, but I do not as much as he does. Going through this hairpin, I hit the barrier massively. I just turned in too early, and now we've got a gap to Max again. A few laps later, we have actually caught up to this guy. He's, as I said, one of the guys that I was talking to at the track today, because realistically, I did not want just me and Jacob on track, like as friends, if you get what I mean. We're going to try have a good race with him. It is yellow flags at this moment of time. Hopefully they get taken off pretty quickly. I am surprised there have not been that many yellow flags during the session. I thought there would be a ton in this 3 for 2 session. But at the same time, it is a grippy track, so people aren't going to spin as much as they normally do. Compared, if I went to Farnborough and did a 3 for 2, it would probably be hell because everyone would be spinning. Anyway, it's just a whole trail of trains. Not trains, Jesus Christ. A whole trail of carts. We're going to try and get past this guy as soon as we can. Let's try set a move down the inside. Nope. And he absolutely bottles it into that cart. I did give him a bit of a love tap through here. He just squeezes me going through. It's green flags. There's just so much bumping going on. And I just force my way through, and we're able to get past this entire pack, and now it's me and Max again. Let's just go back and see exactly what happened there. As we are going into the first corner, I give my mate a quick love tap. He dives it down the inside because I think that momentum just carried him too much and he thought the dive was on. Then going into here, the purple suit's alright, but then he just turns into me trying to get past Jacob here, that's in car 18. And then you've got the green helmet guy trying to squeeze Max out, and then we got Jacob hitting into the side of me. I end up just forcing my way through in a tiny gap to get past Jacob and the green helmet, and now, as I said before, back behind Max. I ended up just hot lapping for the rest of that session, and now it is the checker flag and the last lap, so let's head into the pits and see if we actually improved on our time. Check lap times, let's check. Again.
I did worse, somehow.
Yes! Finally in the 32s, I'll take that.
I did worse, so I got crashed into the Oh well.
That session actually wasn't too bad. I managed to get into the 32s finally, and now I'm feeling a lot more confident going into the third session. I know I'm quick now, so let's try take advantage of how quick kart 9 is and try get a decent lap time. Let's go out on track and let's learn from Max again. Now, this time we're going to aim for the 32.8. He's told me to follow him behind him, but then this other signal just like really confuses me. I thought he's letting me by, and then it just really confuses me. Then it goes green. Let's get some racing done. And I think actually this time I'm not that much faster than Max. So he's actually going to be some good competition for this. Now, it's gone back to yellow flags now. I think it should be green anytime soon. Let's just hope. Come on, take your time, yellow flags. I really don't want to race today, if you know that. Now it's finally green. Let's get some racing done. There's no racing. Let me go to a bit where there's actually some interesting racing. Oh wait, never mind. It's a red flag. Let's just go straight to the racing anyway. We are now ahead a couple laps, and we finally caught up to the green helmet person here. We are hoping to get an overtake done pretty quickly, and then we can go try catch up to this big pack of drivers in front. I've just absolutely sent it down her inside. She hasn't noticed it, but yeah, I was able to get that move done. It might have not been the cleanest of moves, but I'm happy with it. And after the race, she did say, yeah, there was a bit of contact, but I do agree with you going for the dive. It was quite ambitious. But anyway, now let's catch up to this big pack of drivers and let's get an overtake done. I'm already thinking, let's just dive it down the inside. We do knock into kart 5 by accident. He does shove me off to the side, just as a joke. Because of that though, kart 14 got back past me, but luckily I pull off an amazing switchback. Sadly with a bit of contact. I do apologise for it because I knew it was my fault. And then I swing it round the outside of that driver there, and I dive it down the inside of Jacob here. He does give me a little boost. I do give a thumbs up just to say thank you. Dive it down the inside of this green helmet here, and we're able to get past all of those drivers. Remember that overtaking spot before the up ramp, because that's going to pop up later on in the session, and not for a good reason. Now let's go catch up to these two drivers over here. There is the green guy, and then there's the purple suit. The green guy is in kart 8. We're just going to stick behind him. He's clearly got a slow kart, so I've got to take advantage of that. Going through these corners here, I go a bit wider, try to get that better speed. And then through here, I send it down his inside with a bit of contact. We do have to brake a bit. He does try to shove me off to the side, but I don't mind. Now I'm able to get back past him. And yeah, we are able to cement that move. Now, purple suit's going to be a bit more of a difficult person to get by. I think I will go around the outside. No, he just knocks me off to the side. Luckily, I don't lose that much time. I give him 2 bumps there because of the speed, and also because just telling him why have you knocked me off to the side. He goes for a defensive line. I go for a switchback through here. I thought that's a move done and nothing else will happen. But then behind, he goes right into the barriers, and the guy in car 8 launches on top of him. I wish I had footage of it, but sadly there is no footage I can find, because I think I was the only one with a GoPro in this session. Luckily, the guys are okay, but it was a very, very long red flag to try get these guys out of the barriers and to make sure they are okay. The red flag took so long, I resorted to sign language with Jacob, who was on the other side of the track. Jacob! Very good. That might have been my fault. That close, turn in, tries to come in, bang, and then the other guy bang. If you guys didn't know already, basically the guy that was next to me, the purple seat, he tried to swing it round the outside of me on a high-speed corner. It was unsuccessful. He dug himself into the barriers and then car 8 launched on top of him. That's essentially what happened. I told you about the launching up bit already, but you know what I mean. After a very, very long red flag, it is finally yellow flag conditions and we can start warming up our tyres again. I know I'm not going to get the best hot laps in now because I've been sitting in a standstill for a very long time now. So I'm not expecting quick laps. I think I got my fastest lap just before the red flag. Now we're just hoping it goes green anytime soon. Let's just hop to when it goes green. It took about a lap for the green flags to go on, but now it's green flag conditions and let's get racing. Now we've already got the guy in car 8. He's had his cart replaced right behind me. He's not going to be much of a threat because of, well, he's kind of heavy and I'm light. So that is a big factor. Anyway, going through these corners, he sends it down the inside here though. I do have the speed advantage though, and I'm able to get past him pretty quickly going into the fast flowing corners. And now it's kind of just a hot lapping session. Let me explain how I take each braking corner, because that will be pretty interesting to actually talk about, and I don't want you guys to lose interest. Anyway, going down the ramp here, I stab the brakes and help the cart rotate through there. You'll see me doing it more on the 4th session. Going through here, you don't have to brake at all. I just don't have the right lines for it. Through these corners, you don't have to brake either. It's full acceleration. You just need to know the right lines. Up the ramp here, you don't have to use all the track. You can see I'm not using all the track there, and I'm not using all of it there. Through there, you have to gradually go onto the brakes and then gradually onto the accelerator. Same here, but you go straight onto the accelerator straight away to help the rotation a bit more, and then down the ramp again, you stab the brakes. A few laps later, we're finally catching up to some more drivers, and this time we are going to have a bit more of a battle on our hands. Apart from this guy, this is going to be a pretty simple overtake. We get past him very quickly, and we get down the inside going into the corner. Now we've got to focus on the drivers ahead, because we have got two very quickish drivers. I just get down the inside quickly after the guy in kart 5 makes a mistake. And then going through these corners, I'm trying to find a gap already to see where I can overtake the green helmet going up the ramp especially. Now going through here, she doesn't take the best of lines, but I'm now thinking, let's commit to the inside. We're going to do that. Small tap. She does go a bit sending into the corner, but honestly, I don't mind it. I got past. I did have to put in a bit of a love tap, but it wasn't the absolute worst. Now we need to get past this purple suit. We're going to try and get past him pretty quickly. I'm thinking let's find the inside going into this corner here, but I've learned my mistake from last time, so we just give him a quick bump, get down that inside, and then we are able to get that move done going into that corner, and now we can carry on. And after that overtake, there was nothing really exciting for the rest of the third session. So let's go to the check flag and let's move on to our last session of the day. So, the 3 sessions we have just done, they have actually not been too bad. I have very much enjoyed Harlow as a track. It is absolutely amazing. The only thing that I hate is the kart parity. It really does show, and yeah, it's really not the best. But, you know what? I can deal with it because I have actually got a decent kart for this. I'm just hoping I can stick in this kart, and I hope I don't get an absolute box. Now, going into the next session, we are going to try hit a lap record worthy lap time. I feel like I can do it, and I feel like the kart I'm in has the power to do it. So, we are going to try attempt it, and let's see what we can do. Any chance I could just ask it?
There isn't, but if your cart's bad, just come in and whistle.
Yeah, alright, thanks. Well, this isn't exactly the best start to this session already. Immediately I find out I don't have kart 9 anymore. Well, this is lovely. I have kart 14. But I've always worked miracles with kart 14s, so we'll have to see. Right, let's go out on track immediately. As soon as we get out the pits, I can already feel that the kart has horrible acceleration. So that's something I'm going to have to deal with. But I'm pretty sure we might actually have some decent top speed on us, which is actually decent. Immediately, we're just going to try get past Jacob, and then let's get a hot lap going. The light goes green, and let's get some racing done, and let's try get this lap record attempt. Now already, let's just get past Jacob, give him a quick tap, dive down the inside, pretty easy, and yeah, let's try get a hot lap going. Hopefully we don't have traffic the whole way. I could already feel throughout this kart that the acceleration is not the best, and it's going to be something I'm going to have to deal with. It's a red flag now, but it also gives me time to think about how I'm going to be able to compensate for the lack of acceleration. Now, going on to green flag conditions again, we're going to try get past all of those drivers ahead, and then we're going to try get a hot lap going. And I almost crash into someone because their kart stalled. Now it's back onto yellows, and yeah, let's just wait. Hopefully it should be a short yellow. He only has to get his kart started up again, and then we can get back to some very good racing that we are about to have with these drivers, because as a pack it's actually quite nice because you can get multiple overtakes done at the same time and make yourself feel good about yourself. Now hopefully down the ramp we are going to be going out of yellow flag conditions. Yes, we do. Jacob absolutely sends it down my inside, but I'm able to go around the outside. He does give me a bit of a love tap, but I don't mind that. We dive it down the inside of kart 4. And now we need to try catch these drivers, but this guy's clearly lacking top speed because I catch up to him very quickly and dive down his inside just before the corners after the up ramp. Now we need to try catch up with these guys. It shouldn't be too hard to do. Now going into here, we absolutely nail that hairpin, just not nailing the apex, which is what we need to work on. Same with that corner, we need to work on that. Through here though, I feel pretty confident about myself, so I'm actually feeling pretty good when I try to go for this hot lap attempt. Now, let's just get past these drivers pretty quickly so they're out of my way and we can start getting those hot laps in. Immediately, let's just go down the inside for another dive bomb, and we managed to get that move done pretty quickly. And let's try get ahead of these other drivers. Through here, we are able to get past one driver, and then I dive it down the inside again and get the other driver, which actually wasn't too bad. He has kart 9 this time, so I'm hoping he's just going to give me a few love taps and then we can get by. Now, kart 11, we're going to try to get past him pretty quickly, but he's also lacking a bit of top speed, so we got to be cautious of kart 9 behind us as well. And we're already thinking, let's just dive it down the inside. We absolutely send it into the corner, and we are able to get past them pretty quickly. And finally, let's get a hot lap going. Let's see how we feel. Pretty close to the apex, but not close enough. Going down the ramp, we absolutely miss the apex, and we get rammed behind. And now that is a hot lap attempt absolutely ruined. Going through here, though, I am absolutely nailing each corner. I did completely hit the apex there, but we forget that and let's move on. Now, going up for ramp and going into these corners here, we are going to prepare ourselves for the next hot lap. We absolutely nail the braking zone there, and we're able to get an amazing exit. Going through here, we are starting the hot lap now. We missed the apex again, but that is going to change. We hit the apex perfectly. Here, we missed the apex here, actually. We do go quite wide, but we are able to get a decent line, and we are able to get some decent speed out of the corner. We hit the apex there, slightly wide, hit the apex again, up the ramp. We're going to hit the apex again. Yes, we do. We take all of the track, hit the apex again. Through here, we get absolutely amazing cornering, and we're able to get through that corner amazingly and over the line. That was only a 32.8. But luckily, I know where I'm going wrong, so let's try get a better lap going next time. I'm not going to bore you guys with many hot laps because that will make the video very boring, but here is an interesting incident I actually had with Jacob and another driver. Going through here, he goes for the move on Jacob down the inside. Jacob doesn't see him, squishes him, and through here, and then he goes wide. I think there's a gap, and then I smack into the side of him, and I thought he was going to just smack me straight into the barriers, but out of pure anger. But luckily he didn't. I'm glad he didn't, because if he did, I probably wouldn't have survived, knowing that guy's anger from his face and his helmet. Anyway, let's skip to my fastest lap, because I actually got my fastest lap on the second to last lap of the race. This is my official hot lap. I'm not going to do any commentary. I'm just going to let you watch the hot lap. That was my hot lap attempt, and I actually think it went pretty well. I managed to get a 32.678. I swear to God, if there's any jokes made in the comments, I will kill you guys. Anyway, that was the second to last lap, and we are diving it into the pits now. I'm about to find out my time, and yeah, let's discuss what the race was like.
Did you have a bad car? I don't know who it was. Wait, did you see the guy who maybe called me to spin out?
Yeah.
Was that my fault or his fault?
No, his. Yes!
You saw?
Yeah. Right. Sadly, I didn't get the lap record, but I certainly got a close-ish time. I got a 32.678, which I am very, very proud about. And I think I'll be going back to this track even for member events very soon, hopefully. It really depends what's going on, because if you guys don't know, I am currently learning how to drive. Yeah, it might seem a bit unexpected, but yeah, on the roads you can't exactly drive like I do on the track. But yeah, I am learning how to drive. I have got a test coming up soon. Hopefully I do pass it, and then I'll be able to go to a lot more tracks so I can get more content out for you guys. So, thank you guys for watching. The next event will be at Teamsport Acton. I am making a return to the figure of 8 track for a Team F1 members event.